It's Wendy. Welcome to Wendy's Weight Watcher Journey. And today is No Tag Tuesday time again. So No Tag Tuesday for May. And today's questions are brought to you by Roy over at Recipes for Roy. And I'm going to say they're not technically brought to you by Roy. They are technically AI generated questions. And I'm going to say I am never going to complain about questions again because these questions were hard. They have taken me really about 2 weeks to come up with my answers. So hang tight, guys, because this is going to be a doozy. All right, and I'm going to link in the description box below everyone who's participating so you can go and listen to their answers too, because I am very excited to see what everybody has come up with for their answers. Because I don't know, Sean, did you think that it was kind of tough?
Kind of tough.
It was tough. All right, so I'm going to start reading first, and then I'll answer, and then I'll have Sean answer. Okay, so first question. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, which song would you choose and why? Okay, I had to give this some thought, because at first I thought it was going to be the very first song I ever listened to on my very first ever record player when I was in the 6th grade, which was Muskrat Love. But I changed my mind. Okay. I chose My Wish by Rascal Flatts. And it's a good thing we're not playing it, because I would be crying right now. But I chose that because it is really how I felt when we sent our last baby, JD, out of the nest, off to college, and to start his adult life. So if you haven't heard it, or if you get a chance, listen to it and really look at the lyrics and listen to the lyrics, because it is a really beautiful song. It's actually on my playlist always. And sometimes if I'm missing him, I play that song. And I cry, of course. All right, Sean, what's yours?
So mine, I like all kinds of music.
That he does.
And this was kind of hard, but as a kid, I liked Jimmy Buffett, Hamburger in Paradise. But that was kind of a child thing. But as I got a little bit older, I lived in Virginia, and I used to like the shipyard and the Navy ships and the Coast Guard ships and the boats going up Yorktown, and I really liked that. So come Monday for Jimmy Buffett would be me, and I could listen to that every day, because when you're young in the Coast Guard, you're moving around all over the place, and I've been to San Francisco, and it's just a lot of things you can relate to. And another bit of trivia is Jimmy Buffett was in the Coast Guard, so there's another connection. So that's my answer.
I didn't know that till I met you.
Yes.
Okay, question number 2. Now
There's probably a few more things she didn't.
Probably. There's probably some things I don't want to know. Okay, so number 2 is a long answer for me. I don't know about for Sean, but for me. And I really, I had to think about this one. But as I have been struggling with my Weight Watcher journey lately, this really spoke to me today. Actually spoke to me last week after I really had another bad, just mental week, not on the scale week, but just really struggling with my weight loss journey. And I was Googling some things and trying to figure out why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and I came across this. So, what is something you recently learned or discovered that surprised you? What surprised me was that I am suffering from arrival fallacy in my weight maintenance journey. All right, let me tell you a little bit about what that is. And if you get a chance, really look it up and read about it, because I think this applies to a lot of areas in our life, not just our weight journey, but it just happens to be how it applies to me right now. The false assumption that once you reach a goal, you will experience enduring happiness. So what do you think? You lose all your weight, you're at goal, boom, you're happy forever. Wrong. Well, at least for me, wrong. I don't know about anybody else, but when we are aiming to reach a particular goal, like weight goals, we are usually hyper-focused on that goal, and the end goal, hold on, let me read that. When we are aiming to reach a particular goal, like weight goals, we are usually hyper-focused on that goal and the happiness that we expect from it, that it will give us. But focusing on the process more than the end goal might be the key to happiness. When you are focused on achieving happiness based on reaching a goal, you are living in the future rather than in the present. Numerous studies have found that if you want to be truly happy, you have to learn how to live in the present moment. So for me, that is the moment of today, and what can I do today to maintain this journey and not what will my way day look like. In other words, it's not the destination, it's the journey. But we all lose sight of that at times, and it's okay that the journey changes along the way. And what I also discovered is that in my everyday life, not just wait, I really figured out that I don't live in the present. I am living out there with what if I do this, what's going to happen? If I don't do this, what's going to happen? If this happens, what? Yeah. So I need to really, really read up on that again, read up in depth, and really focus on today. So that's what I learned. I'm living in the, I'm suffering from arrival fallacy. All right, follow that.
Mine won't be nothing like that, I can assure you. But one note on that, if you do live kind of like that, it's not a bad thing, but it kind of is, because you're always expecting the worst to occur, or, and then it doesn't, and then it's almost that you're starving for it to occur again, so you can have that craziness in your head.
Yeah.
But anyways, so on to me. What is something you recently learned or discovered that surprised you? Well, this is kind of odd, because so I'm 53, 54, I'm getting somewhere there, and I have a great relationship with my mother and my father, but we're home this time, and our son goes to UAB, and little flag there, go Blazers, or I don't know.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
Go
Dragons.
Blazers.
Yeah, and we like Alabama, but we'll like Blazers too. So we're watching a basketball game, Final Four. We were home to visit my folks, and my dad's not a big talker, and but when he does talk, you probably need to listen. It's either going to be really, really bad, or it's going to be really, really
Yeah.
educational, for lack of better words. So he says out of nowhere, because JD's a fraternity fella in a fraternity, ATO, and my dad says, "Hey, your grandpa was a big fraternity man at Kansas State." And I said, "Well, no, Pop, I didn't know that. What the heck?" And he said, "And by the way, he played basketball for the Kansas State, and they might have not won whatever the championship was back then, but he did play." And then that's how my grandfather became a land adjuster, and that's how we ended up in Colorado, and blah, 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 blah. And it goes on. But that is an interesting fact that I didn't know.
It was news to both of us.
And I was like, what the hell?
Really?
What the heck? We saved that for all these years. But anyways, that was mine.
Cool. All right, number 3. If you could have any non-human ability, what would it be and why? Well, mine would be to be able to spontaneously heal the body so I could fix all the illnesses and diseases in the world, most especially JD's food allergies and asthma and type 1, but I wouldn't just limit it to that. I would want to fix everybody. So that would be my non-human ability that I would want to have.
So I guess we really ain't talked about these answers together. So mine would be to take everything away from JD.
We had almost
Because it's almost the same answer. I don't want to cure the whole world, but I just need to cure what's near me. And he's my heart for everything. And I just assumed that I have all those problems, and I'd like to nearly did, some of them. But that's what I would do, is try to help JD. Not that he can't handle it, and he's not handling it, but
it'd just be nice to get rid of it.
yeah.
Just eradicate it.
Just let me deal with it, and and let him roll on. But he's going to roll on either way. But it's just a little bit tough sometimes for him. Okay.
All right, number 4. Do you have any unique or interesting talents? Well, I had to really think about this one. I was like, I don't think I have any talents or interesting or unique talents at all. But then I got to thinking, the only thing, it's probably not interesting. Maybe it's unique. I don't know. Maybe it is interesting. I used to be able to, a very long time ago, tie a cherry stem in a knot in my mouth. I don't know. I did it.
On demand.
I did it though, but I haven't done it in a long time. But anyway, that's my interesting or unique talent that I could possibly have it still.
Okay, so mine was, I'm a damn good steel worker. But before I was a damn good steel worker, I was a damn good cardsman. And the unique talents is, I was a world champion skeet shooter as a youth.
Yep.
And even as I went into the Coast Guard, I shot with them for a little bit. I had the potential to go to the Olympics in '86, but some educational problems, summer school. I could shoot the heck out of skeet, but I just didn't feel like doing school.
Boys and girls,
So-
do your schoolwork.
I kind of overlooked the school and I said, well, you know what, I got to get out of this rut. So I took Votech and became a welder, and I'm glad that I did, because it helped me the rest of my life, and it helps me still today. And it takes
And he's
care of
still
us.
an excellent skeet shooter.
Yeah.
Yes, and an excellent welder. He taught JD how to weld during COVID. So if nothing else, JD can always weld.
Oh yeah, he could load up and go down to Louisiana or out Oklahoma
Yes.
and get it on with the best of them, I assure you.
Absolutely.
Maybe hell, I'll go with him. So
No. Okay, so number 5. What is the one thing you've always wanted to learn or to try, but haven't had the chance to yet? Again, I had to think about this one. I'm not very adventurous. I'm a play it safe kind of person. I'm kind of fearful of new things. But I have always wanted to learn a foreign language. And I didn't take that in school, and I haven't learned a foreign language. So that was me. I wanted to learn a foreign language.
I always wanted to learn how to scuba dive, but I got a fear of it too. I don't mind snorkeling and that kind of stuff, but just to get down there, you know, when I had some times we were swimming out in the ocean and you could see the bottom of the ship and the screw and the propeller and the rudder and big fish down here. And I just thought, man, it'd be nice to scuba dive, but I just got a big fear of it. But I'm not going to do it because I'm just too old to be starting that mess.
I'm not
now.
going to do it.
That's mine.
That would be scary for me. Okay, number 6. What is one random fact about yourself that most people don't know? Well, I think this is interesting about me, and I bet most people don't know it. That I have always wanted to be a crime scene investigator and work in forensics. Yes, I have always wanted to do that.
And she still could if she wanted to go back to school, but
Maybe. Not too old, but
no, but
yeah.
good. A random fact about myself. Well, I'm a recovering alcoholic. Most people don't know that. Most people at Weight Watchers meetings that we used to have don't even know I smoke cigarettes. But most people don't know I was probably a pretty bad person years ago.
Not bad, just
A little wild.
wild. Bad's not a good word. Just
Yeah, not bad.
wild.
I didn't hurt children or dogs or anything like
Just
that.
wild.
Just went with it, you know. That's about it.
All right.
This is the best one coming up next.
Number 7. If you had to describe your personality as a type of food, what would it be and why? Well, I think about this one too. I think what best describes me is a sweet and salty bar. Because I am really a kind and loving person at heart. I would give you the last thing I had if I thought you needed it. But if you do me wrong or my family wrong, then that salty part's going to come out, and you probably won't like it. It takes a while for that to come out, but if it does. So I'm like a sweet and salty bar.
So I give this one a lot of thought, all kinds of stuff. But I came up with a ribeye steak. And I'll say why. Because one, it's the perfect example of blue collar to me. You know, when I was younger, every Sunday, I always had a ribeye, a baked potato, and maybe Uncle Ben's wild rice or something, sour cream and butter, and, you know, whatever, a Pepsi or a tea or something. But every Sunday, unless I was underway, that's what I had. And I think because the ribeye is, you know, the good meat and the big portion of it with all the marbling, and then you get a nice one that's got a little bit of that filet special meat there. So it's kind of classy and tough and good, and I used to doctor it up with salt and pepper and Worcestershire sauce, and, ooh, Lord, I could cook them like heck. I still can, but anyways, that's mine.
So ribeye steak.
Ribeye steak is the final answer.
I'll go with that. All right, number 8. What is your favorite way to spend a lazy day? Hands down, curled up on the couch with my fur babies, not napping, but watching true crime shows. I watch a lot of true crime shows.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yes. What about
Mine
you?
would be 100% sleep. With the fur dogs, without the fur boys, it doesn't matter.
He works a lot of hours, guys, and so he is tired. And so every chance he gets to nap, he needs to nap.
Yep.
All right, number 9. If you could choose any fictional place to visit for a day, where would you go and what would you do? All right, for me, it would be Pandora from Avatar. And I would want to go there because it's just really beautiful. It has positive vibes. The music is just so, it's just so peaceful. And I love all the bioluminescent features and the water. It's just peaceful. And I really wouldn't do anything. If you've watched the movie, the last movie, the second one anyway, I forgot her name. You have to forgive me. The young girl, she just lays down in like this bioluminescent grass and all the little from the tree, just all those little, they look like little, what do you call it? You blow the little you pick it, it's a weed in the yard, but you blow it, and
Dandelion.
a dandelion, and the little white things scatter. You know, all those kind of land on her, and it just looks so peaceful, like there's not a care in the world. So I would go to Pandora and just lay in that beautiful grass and just relax.
On the dandelion note, our neighbors don't take good care of their weeds, and there's actually a dandelion I'm looking at right now. But I'm going to tend to that here in a little while.
We love our neighbors, though.
Yeah, no. Mr. Jack, he's a good guy. And Becca and Jake are good folks on the other side, too. All of them are good. If I could choose any fictional place, I would probably go to the Outer Banks and probably
It's
something.
not fictional, though.
Well,
That's real.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You didn't think about a fictional place?
Well, I missed that part of the question when I wrote this down. But,
Okay.
well, the bottom line of the gist of it is I should have been a pirate. And if, you listen to Jimmy Buffett music, pirate 200 years too late. That's me, because I would have liked to figure out, they would steal horses and cattle and stuff and put them out there on the Outer Banks.
See, he was wild and bad.
And then, the horses, to survive, learned how to hoof, and they would dig. And then when they dug the hole, the water would come through the ground, and it's called hoofing, of course, because a hoof did it from a horse. But you can drink the water. And then if you wait till the low tide goes out, and then when the high tide starts to come back in, the shrimp are confused, and you can actually walk out there and get them. You don't have to have a seine net to do it. So I really like that thing. Probably I would have ended up on the plank or something like that. But,
Probably.
And then, in the Coast Guard, we had a sail ship, and I'd like to have climbed up to the crow's nest. That's the highest point of the ship, and just look out along the horizon and stuff. I just dig that kind of
I
stuff.
love that. It's not fictional, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
We're going to go with it.
Yeah, some of the Outer Banks is pretty damn fictional, the parts that I've seen. But
All right. Last question. What is something that people often misunderstand or misjudge you about? I had a hard time with this. I had to really think about it. But I do think that maybe, I think people think sometimes when I talk that I'm abrasive. That I think I just come across that way sometimes. I don't mean to be. I am just a matter of the fact, black and white kind of person. And I think sometimes it comes off as abrasive or know-it-all or busybody. I don't know, whatever word you want to use. But I really don't mean for it to come across that way. So I think sometimes people think that about me, but maybe when they get to know me, they really don't feel that way. And my son, I asked my son because I wanted another opinion, and he was here at the time, and he said, and don't come at me, you crafty people, because I'm a crafty person. But he
that's your
said,
business is craft. So,
he said that I know a lot of things about a lot of things. He said, you're really an intellectual person. He said, you can have a conversation about anything in this world and talk intelligently about it. He said, but I think a lot of people look at your job, your craftiness, 'cause a lot of people don't think of it as a job. I'm not a graphic designer, but I do design, and it's my business. And he said, I just think a lot of people look at you and maybe think that you are not as intelligent as you are. He said, not that you're not intelligent, and crafty people are intelligent. He said, but I just think at first glance, people don't really know how intelligent you are. So I thought that was pretty sweet for my child to say
Yeah.
that.
So a little backstory on that. Wendy is super smart. She's
Thank
well,
you.
she went to the machine, University of Alabama, for heaven's sake. So she had to be somewhat smart to get there. And she is very knowledgeable. She's knowledgeable about medical stuff. She understands all these big words. She just understands that business.
I read
Whereas
a
me,
lot.
I don't get it. I mean, it's got to be written down or I'm going to lose it. But she's a smart girl. And she's a good crafter. And there's no hate on no crafters, because
Oh
crafters...
no, crafters are smart people.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't
And-
trying to say that.
yeah.
It was just, that's what he was trying to get across. That
And whether you embroider or heat press or whatever, I mean, you know, that's what
Graphic
you do.
design, whatever.
But sometimes you'll run up on a little hot topic with a person, and they'll be like, "Well, what do you do?" "Well, I'm a this, you know." And they said, "Well, what do you do?" I said, "Well, I work at a foundry." And oh, that's great. And then, "Wendy, what do you do?" "Well, I got a little home business." "Oh." And I mean, it's like this, hey, do I need to reach over there and smack you? You know, but that's what you feel like saying. But, you know, anyways, she's a smart girl. So mine is, most people are standoff from me when they first approach me. I can be gruff. I've settled down in the last 28 years. But I'm really, really a nice person. I'd do anything for you. I'll give you stuff I shouldn't even give you, probably, but I will. I didn't always used to be like that. But
I'll agree with that. I think people look at you like first appearance and go, whoa, you know, you're the bald head and the beard, and you can be, you know, a little gruff sometimes to just
Yeah.
when they first meet you. But he's really a big giant teddy bear. He's really the sweetest, biggest heart person you will ever meet in your entire life. So I think you get misjudged a lot just at first appearance.
And on that foreign language thing, I can speak some foreign languages. So,
We're not going to talk about that
but yeah,
today.
but it's probably not one they teach in
Whew.
school.
Roy, these questions were hard.
I enjoyed
mean,
it though. It was really fun.
It was very. I had to dig deep for these, and so I hope that you'll answer these questions for yourself, even if you don't put them in, you know, in the comments. I hope that you will answer these for yourself. I'm going to list them all because I think it was kind of eye-opening, and I think you know way more about us than probably you
We
might
probably
want
know
to know.
about y'all.
And then you probably might want to
Somebody needs
know.
to get loose.
That's
Come
right.
on.
You might not want to know all this, but it was.
Or we might get, you know what? We might not get another invitation for the next month. So
Yes,
if
we
do
will.
That, then
Yes, we will. This was a lot of fun. I have enjoyed these AI generated questions. AI scares me a little bit because I'm thinking if AI generated these questions, wow. So anyway, thank you for joining us for No Tag Tuesday. You got something else?
And one more note. We did this outside in front of
Yeah.
our little Japanese maple tree, which we love.
Yes.
And it's really nice in
nice
Alabama
outside
today. It's going to be hot this week, but it is really nice. And there's no neighbors out or anything. Usually there is.
I'm
but-
always cold, so I got my sleeves on.
So you see, she's got a hoodie on, and then I got
Yeah.
shorts and no.
But it was nice to be
Yeah.
outside today. It was pretty.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us for No Tag Tuesday, and I'm going to list all the channels in the description box. I'm going to list all the questions, and I hope that you'll take time to listen to our answers and listen to everybody else's answers, because I can't wait to hear what everybody else has got to say. But anyway, thank you for joining us, and please like and share and subscribe if you found this video enjoyable, and if you want to see more. I have a playlist with our no tags in them, so you can see them, and recipes and grocery hauls. We would just love to have you on this channel. So anyway, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Hi.